Let's see if YouTube decides to work today. Yep, there we go. Put on some music. Let's try this one. That's good enough. All right. All right. So, where are we? I don't think this compiles. No. So let's make the render pass own the camera. Gotta put on streamer mode. I need to make a window manager because all the window managers suck. They do. There we go. All right. So, camera pitch window I can pass to the render pass on init. Which should be fine. Let's see. I really do need a how to go to definition in VS Code. I don't think I have. No. So let's actually do that first. Config neovim init Lua. And let's just add this to there. So now if I go to like create window. All right, there we go. glfw create window. Window handle. All right, perfect. So to let's see if I can add add this as well, because that would be nice. And now if I just go to create window. Hello. No, that didn't work. Let's just find a GD, GY, GI, GE. Let's see if this works. No. Don't care. Let's actually do some coding for now. So, let's open up our render pass, and to the render pass we add a window, which is a glfw.window handle. And on init, we want to then pass in a window handle, and that'll just render pass.window is our window. So this would be render pass dot. Camera is a little bit more interesting, but not really. So what we want to do is actually, this should take in a window as well. So we have our camera. Actually don't know where the camera information is stored. Do I just have it? Yeah, I have it here. So let's pull this into a camera struct. It could be in render pass just as well. We can move it later. So the camera will have all of these. I think. Camera position, y'all. Last cursor, first mouse. Yep. Move that into here. What? Oh. Well, that's annoying. Lino.vec3. There's a plane flying very, very close to to my roof. And then the render pass just has a camera pointer. Then when we init here, we want a camera equals new. What's make camera new render pass dot. There we go. Want to set some defaults. Go in here, main, our defaults. Did I not push the defaults? Well, let's go back into the stream. So when we init the camera, camera equals camera. Where's the? I think you do this. Camera, and this takes in a camera. Actually, let's clean this up first. Is this not the? There we go. Position is a lineal. I wonder if I can do this. 0, 0, 2. And our camera yaw is -90. Pitch is 0. That's that. Last cursor. And our first mouse equals true. There we go. You're so quiet? Am I? Hello, 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 hello. Oh, maybe. Is this better? Hope so. Pass camera dot yaw. Render pass camera dot pitch. A little. I know. I don't think I can drag this up anymore in OBS. Do you like that? Is this better? Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this is better. No, I can't. Yes, I can't do much more, otherwise it'll start peaking. So here we want the render pass dot camera dot position. And then here. Wait, I already have the. Oh. I should probably store this in the shader program. Let's not right now. Let's just store this in the render init, because this will be the same for every draw call for at least a while. So I'm gonna hate myself for this later, though. Let's see, 32, I think. Oh, it's an i32. i32. And then we'll just save this on the render pass. Like so. And now I should just be able to use this here. And this will be render pass dot draw and instructions I dot cube draw. What are you complaining about? Cannot assign value cube draw to. of type Q draw to U32 in a procedure argument? Yeah, so that's why we have a vertex array. I think my LSP is fucking out. Oh no, this no, this isn't right at all. Render pass dot cube mesh vertex array. And now we should draw. Oh. Oh, all of this in main. Let's make this take in the render or camera, which is just a pointer to camera. Oh, I have to change all these. No. Render pass dot or camera. I'll just copy this. Oh, that's gonna take forever. Where's my USB-C cable for my for my mic is sometimes enough right to to move on my finger, and it's destroying my focus. What? Cannot dereference? I'm already passing this as reference. I think this will work. I'm not sure actually, but we'll figure it out. Camera dot cursor offset. And this will be last cursor. I don't. Oh, that's fine. Do I not have linear algebra? No, I do. Position. And position, and then we just remove all of these. Oh, we segfaulted. Oh, probably because I don't actually have a camera passed. And why do you complain now? Render pass. What do you complain about? Index 1024 is out of range on 124. What? Oh, do I not initialize? No, I do. Render pass dot draw instruction count. Do we reach here? All right, let's open up build dot LLDB, I think, with dot slash kestrel. Then we run it. And then when we eventually crash. Oh, I have to run this with the, wait. Stop. Odin build, and you have to build with the debug parameters, because otherwise LDB won't like it. Now if we run it. Why does LLDB not like me? BT. This just seems like my Control C. Stop recent trace. Yeah. Why? Yes. Finally caught the stream for once, and now I don't have to have time to watch. Thought I'd drop by and say hello. Hello. Sorry. Very interesting stream right now. Sitting here debugging a index is out of range exception on line 129. Oh, here? Is this? Oh. I never reset. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I should probably give an error for that. Whatever. Draw cube. So basically the problem was that I was stupid. And I never called the begin to the render pass, which means that I will never draw. But if I add these, do I defer, destroy? Yeah, I do. There we go. Look, cube. The glory of the cube. And now we can find, I can remove these. And now we have seen the glory of the cube. We probably want, I want to draw the world. Let's make a simple offset. So we need to, if we go into the render pass, in the draw cube, we take in a draw cube call, and that just adds the draw call to the instructions. And here we just pass in the camera uniform, but that's not what we want. So let's open VS Code and let's open recent and see if I have the OG Kestrel in here. I do. So here in the vertex shader, I want to do something like this. So what this is currently I only have, actually I think this is slightly different from what I did here. Let's open render pass. Down here, when I do the U model, wasn't it called? Am I dumb? We take in a model view projection, and all of that becomes our GL position. I think what I do here is, yeah, I just take in camera, and then that is my GL position. I actually do take in a position, but this is the vertex position, which isn't really what I want. 1 second, I have to go to my door. All right. So we take in the vertex position, then we take in the mat for the camera, which that is a pause in this. So what we do need is I think we need the model. Yeah. Because the projection and the view matrix, I think we do this. I actually do think that I do this CPU side. Yeah, exactly. So when I do the camera uniform. Yeah, taking a raw pointer to the camera, which is just the projection times the view matrix. So I do need a model matrix for this to work. So let's take that. Map4, which is a model. Let's prefix these actually, because I do think it makes it easier to read. And this is APOS, U camera, APOS, like that, and we want to do U. The vector for world POS is U model times the vector for APOS times 1. Like that, and this will be world pause. The thing is that the projection and the view matrix will be the same, so doing the camera CPU side isn't actually a problem. World pause. These are all things we can do later. The world pause is probably needed though. We can worry about that later. So what we need now is in the render pass when we do the U model. Here. That's just the translation matrix. So let's actually first go and update so camera uniform goes to U camera. U camera. And yank this and go to render pass. Let's also do the slightly worrying thing of doing the model uniform here. This is all very shaky code, but currently I'm just trying to get it to work. And then when I do need more shaders, then we will update the code accordingly. Because currently this is very like, oh, I just need one shader, yippee, 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 which isn't really what we want. And here, this could actually be here, because the camera uniform is going to be the same for all of these. But here I want to do GL dot. Let's just copy this. Model. And I do need to do a view model. Do that here. Model is linalg.map4 translate, and this will actually be the draw switch inst in render pass.draw and instructions dot draw instructions I. Case cube draw. So model is the translate for the inst dot position, and then we just write the model to there. like that, and then we instantly complain because I haven't. Oh. And there we go, that still draws fine and dandy. But the difference now is that I should be able to just run a for x in 0, 10. I should be able to do this. Yeah. So now we have 10 cubes. The glorious cube. The best shape, in fact. Actually not, but we can pretend it is. So, what... yeah, these are all drawn very inefficiently, but we don't have to care about that. So... let's draw a little island from this. So let's go here and create a 16 by 16 by 16 island. So we do island is a, let's say, Boolean array for now of a 16 times 16 times 16 island. Yeah, bool. And this is initialized by default, so let's go for x in 0 dot dot 16. Let's actually do size. Size, hello? Yank. Y, C, and then we just do island. Actually, this is probably better to do as an index. For I in size times size times size. How do I... So I think is I modulo 16, y is I divided by 16 modulo 16, and c is I divided by 16 times 16. Let's see if this this works. And then I want to set the island I equals fast noise light get noise 3D. I want to do FNL state, FNL dot, is it create state? Yeah. Let's keep the same seed for now. FNL state dot, FNL dot sets, what's it called? I always forget this. FNL GitHub. Fast noise light GitHub. And I can show you what I'm looking at. So I want to set the noise type to, no, not the noise type. I want to set the fractal type to FBM. Actually, that doesn't matter. This is small enough, but let's see that it works. Dot fract set fractal type. Is it really that I just set it? Yeah, sure. FNL dot fractal type equals dot FBM. And this will be FNL state XYC F32. There we go, and this should be above 0.5. Can I not do this? Oh. There we go. So, I do think that this... Well, I actually don't know, but let's try this out. I think this returns a noise value from -1 to 1. But I don't... Let's see if... let's do above 0. See what happens. 16 times... side. 16 size side times side times side. Size. Boo. And this is also size. Side. 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 Do like that, and down here, we actually want to draw the island. Not that island, a better island. So we get the X, Y, and Z, and then we do... we take this, remove this, and then we do if island I, then we want to draw the cube. And this would be then X, Y, C. Oh. Let's go into render pass and let's actually make this bigger. 524. There we go. There's no shadows yet, so this is all very... Actually, why did I make it 3D noise? I don't want 3D noise. I actually want 2D noise for the shape of the island. Get noise 2D and then just pass in X and C. Now we should have a more... That doesn't seem to be right. That's one cube, right? Yeah. Why did it not like that? Want Y maybe? Let's raise the threshold. There was something. It's upside down though, which is interesting. Do something like that. Why is it... Oh. X and Y as F and L float. Well, y is this. So this should be X and C, right? If I just draw the X and C axis, yeah, then that's that. So that's right, at least. Why doesn't it? Very, very interesting. Why does it? Hmm. Maybe I'm just tired, but oh. No, this should be right. Wait. Oh. Well, that was a stupid mistake. This should be F32 divided by side. There we go. Can't really see it, but it's there. It doesn't look like it's 16 by 16 either. No, looks right. So want to do this divided by 2. And I do kind of want the islands to be smaller, I feel like. So let's change the FNL state dot frequency. Let's make the frequency higher. A little bit too high. Well, that's better. I actually do kind of want to draw some kind of let's actually do that now. Add some kind of shadow to the to some kind of shadow to the cube here. Well, that won't work because I'm drawing with indices, not vertices. I do kind of have to draw up on a normal map, don't I? But I don't really know how to do that. And I'm not really sure that it's trivial to draw up a normal map. But this is like, I have to see the cubes, so I guess that's what we're doing. I don't know how to render the pass. I'm gonna be so real. Is this a generalized game engine? No. I mean, it's very simple right now. But no, this will be very specific for a sort of game. I mean, game engines, it depends on how you look at it. Because if I like, I make a lot, you make a lot of features when building a game engine, and most of those will be extractable, but not all of them. So for example, the rendering, yeah, that's generalized, but the gameplay code won't be. It will be a very static camera, and that sort of thing. So depending on how you look at it, yeah, it will be, but not really. But yeah, currently everything I'm doing right now will be generalizable because it's just rendering, which is very. I mean, you can make games with very specialized rendering. I won't do that. Depends though. But let's see here. Let's clean up. That's not. Let's check here. Triangle vert. I do need to pass in some sort of vertex data here. That does some diffusion. Well, I guess that's good enough for now. Just passing in some vertex data and doing some math, but there's definitely better looking ways to do this. Let's actually up the camera speed just because I'm starting to get tired of it. There you go. So, I mean, I'm guessing you're looking at it from this angle. It's still very, very rough. I'm wondering if I should make the voxel smaller. Because right now, when they're when they're at this angle, it's kind of when they're at this scale. But I guess that depends. Right now I'm just making the demo, so it doesn't really have to be that complex. I just kind of wanted to work, you know. So let's create the game state. Yeah, I think creating the game state is the next option. Or is the next step. Because you kind of want the dev mode of being able to fly around like this, where you're just kind of schmoving, but that's not how the player will play the game. Or actually, is it? Because you won't see this part of the island. Maybe I'll have some sort of panning QE. I don't know though. I guess we'll get to that when we get to it. It's not really that important. But click, 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 click. All right. So let's see. I do need to draw some sort of entity. So let's add that system. So let's create a new file, entity.odin. So what do we need? We need an entity type. So let's create our grunt for now. Or do I make this more component based? No, I'll make an entity. All entities will be basically the same, so let's handle it from there. So this will have position, which will be a linalg linalg.vec3, which is sort of the only thing that will be there right now. So in main here, after we create the island, make this generate island. Wanna add entities. Entities will be say an array of 16 for now. And then we'll just have like an Do I initialize all of these to nil? I mean, I could loop over all of these in... Or do I just make a linked list? I think I'll make the entities a linked list, actually. Or will entities be static enough to where a linked list isn't needed? Let's make it an array for now, and let's get to that bridge when we get to it. So entity 0 will be our new entity. Let's set that to like 5, 10, 10, 10 for now. Let's do that here for entity in entities. For entity in entities. Entity equals null. Can I do that? No, because they're not. Ooh. Do like that. Can't reference entity of type entity. Do I make it an array of maybes? Sure. Let's do that for now. There we go. Entity equals null. Right? What are you complaining about? There we go. And then we go for entity and entities. If entity equals null, continue. Otherwise, we draw our entity. Like so. And this would be this would be our entity dot position. So now we should have like a cube, yeah, just floating there. So this is our entity. Kind of want it to be another color though. So let's handle that. So in the cube draw, make this take in a color, which would be a la.vec4. Lenal.vec4. Why am I using this here? I'm pretty sure they are exactly the same. Yeah. So we don't. 3 and this will be vec4. So when we draw a cube, we also want to do. Oh wait, I'll do that. So down here. Actually, let's move the. It isn't that expensive because we're doing it on such a small scale. So let's actually move these into the render pass. Let's do that in init. Actually. And let's just create the program there. I control the code. Who cares? Let's just do this. Remove this as well. Render pass. And here we can just we remove these. Where's the render pass? There we go. Remove these. And move them into this. So this is instead, what is a program? Program ID U32, perfect. So this is our shader program, U32. So this is render pass dot shader program equals program, and this goes into here. Render pass dot shader. Render pass dot shader. Don't know why you are complaining. This will of course be then moved into render pass. Let's move this to the beginning of when we draw. Let's figure out what the actual problem is. Redirection of render pass in the scope. Oh. So let's do this and make a color uniform, color. And here we pass in a uniform vect uniform for FV. Location count value, okay. Location count, and the value is the raw pointer to the inst dot color. Can I take the pointer address? Can I do this? Does this work? Yep. So let's go into, what do I have? There we go. So here we want to go into the fragment vertex. Can I just do that? And I actually don't think I've tried this. Can I take in mod U color? Select back 3. And this is U color. Main. Render pass, and now everything should be black exactly. And that is because I have to go into main and here. Oh, wait. I think this is using F4V, yeah. 3 color F32. 255, F32, 255. What are you complaining about? Well, that doesn't work as it should. Probably because I'm drawing it to the wrong uniform. But that might just be me. There we go. So let's in the main frag change this to be 255, 218, 26, and then this should be u color.x. Can I? Perfect. And we have a player up here, and that should be I should have. Let's find a good color. Let's take this color actually. Color picker. Like this. That's close enough to white where it's basically white. Whatever. Let's take it. Didn't copy it though. $54, $54, $53. Now we should have a player like that. Let's spawn this 1, 2, 3. Let's spawn like 5 below where it is. See if that works, or if that's gonna 2 more. There we go. Now we have our player. Let's scale this player by. Let's add a scale to the cube. Scale. And this should be down here. Times linalg.mat. How do I model equals dot mat for scale? Can I just times them together? Is that a thing? Times linalg.mat for scale. Scale. We can try. So this is scale F32 1. And scale F32, let's do 0.9. F32 0.9. F32 0.9. Just have some differentiation between player and Yeah, there we go. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Just so they aren't the exact same size, because that looks kind of yucky. Let's actually make the player faster yet again, because I can't be bothered. There we go. So, what I want to do with this is be able to click it, which will need some raycasting shenanigans, and then click on the location, and then it should walk there. Which, I mean, conceptually isn't that hard. Now, the fact that I've never done a raycast in my life is hard. So, let's do that. So let's do it to the center of the screen for now, and then we can change it later. But basically, I have the camera position. I have the camera yaw and pitch. I want to draw a line from the camera in that angle, and then collide with all the cubes, and then take the first cube. I mean, it's cubes, right? So it can't be that hard. How... Uh... 嗯。Let's see if I can find something on Google. Add a raycast in OpenGL. Uh, 3D raycast from scratch. No, 3D raycast. That's not what I'm looking for. Here. Oh, this is just let's add a simple entity raycast that knows from and collides with the first entity. Assume each entity is a 1 by 1 by 1 cube at its position. Draw a line to follow the raycast. Let's see if this can be done. Um, all right, update slab interval, raycast entity cube. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of naive thinking that the line would show, but that seems to be working. So. Ooh, interesting. Is the island cubes also entities? I guess that would be easier. Like, it's the same amount of work, really, right now. So, let's do that. I just don't not care about the island. For entity and entity, we set it to nil. I think that already is the default, so let's not care about that. We need an add entity thing, though. I mean, this is where a linked list would really come in handy. Fuck it. Let's do a linked list for now, and then if we stumble upon any problems, we can fix that later. First of all, though, I do want to move all of this into like a camera thing. Because this isn't really... like this. Yeah. What? Does this not take... oh, it does. Okay. Camera.odin move this all into here. What? There we go. GLFW. Math? What? Oh, right. I like it. Let's create an entity context. Or let's create a game context, actually. So this has entities start, which is a pointer to entities, and pointer to entity. And then where did we define entity? Oh. Let's just not care about that for now. There we go. And this should also have a next pointer to the next entity. This means we have to stack allocate all of the entities, or a heap allocate, which isn't great. Don't really care though. At the moment, at least. Game. Game context. Just call it CTX. And the point is a new game context. Dot entities start is null. Entities end is null. Add entity is a new procedure which takes in the context and the new entity. We want to heap allocate the entity. And then we want to just, if context.entities start is nil, which means that there are no entities in the entire linked list, if I've done it right, then the entities start is entity pointer, and then the entities end is entity pointer. Else, so this means there are entities in the list. Want to do entities end dot next is entity pointer, and then entities end is entity pointer. Right? Entity start is null. Entity start is entity pointer. Entities end is entity pointer. And then we just insert. Yeah, that sounds right. Like that. We'll do the same here. Just that here we do if this entire shebang, then we add our entity, otherwise we don't. And this will be at x, y, z. Like that. And that should be it for the entities. Now we just have to do undeclared name entities. Raycast entity takes in a list of entities. This should instead take in context. So this is the game context. Next is context.entities start, and then we do while next, or for next is not equal to nil. Then we do next equals next dot next. Entity. So you don't really have a reference to that. I guess we just do the pointer. So there's that entity index here. This just takes in a pointer to the entity. I guess having an entity index wouldn't be that bad. So this would take in the entity. Where are the problems? Camera? Oh. What? Oh, it looks like just some random slop. Undeclared name next. Yeah, right. So all of these should be in main. This takes in context. Where do I make the context? Up here. Defer free context. Do the same here. For entity is not equal to null. Did hit and entity is the same as the entity. Okay, I should be able to just compare pointers like this. Something went wrong. Just an infinite loop somewhere. Most likely. We never reached there. Oh. I never removed the island. Oh, 1 second. All right. Do that. Copy this in here and then just do that for now. Move all the island stuff. What? Never reaches there either. Reaches there. Oh, is it the raycast? Yeah, okay. Raycast entities. Oh. Okay, there we go. So now I should be able to look at every single one of these. Yep. Yeah, I can't look between them. Perfect. So and then we want to add, let's add that also actually while we're still here. So you will have an index 32. And then we have a type. Entity type enum player ground. There we go. And here we want to set those. So type equals player. Type equals dot ground. There we go, and then in the add entity, we want to just game context entity ID counter int entity dot ID equals and context dot entity counter plus equals 1. And yeah, this should be ID. Why are we complaining? There we go. And here we do if entity dot type ground do else do. So that should, yeah. But here we can do entity color as well. If true do. Is there a ternary? Ternary. If ca and else y. Oh. Yeah. Entity color if true else. This is going to look like this. Great. So now we can aim at all of our cubes here. All of these are still wasting a lot of vertices, which is annoying me, but it's not really what I need to fix right now. What do I want to do now? Guess moving the entity is a good enough start. So selecting first, that would also go in game context. So selected entity. Put a pointer ID here. Let's do the entity ID. Let's move over to entity ID here also. Is there a reason we don't have an ID here? Oh. 0. And here we want to do entity.id. Like that. Oh, that still works. So here we have the selected entity. nullable. So if glfw dot get mouse button window mouse, can I just do glfw get mouse button mouse button input mouse button left. Can I just do that? No. glfw dot mouse button left. And that exists. If what's the turns an int? Well, that's curious. State as glfw press. Context dot selected entity equals entity dot id. If ctx dot if entity dot id equals ctx dot selected entity, green, do that. Now I should be able to just select entities at random, really. Yeah. So I can select here, and then I can make them go there, which is the plan. Here this also means that and entity dot type is a player, because you don't really want to be able to select things that aren't players, or I guess NPCs, or they are. Is a movable character that is only moved by you an NPC or a player, but playable character? I guess we'll have to figure out. Anyways. So if I have a selected entity, then I want to be able to then if select if diddy dot type player, then we do this. If entity dot type equals ground, then we want the context of selected entity. It's actually so much easier if that isn't the ID. This is just easier. And they're the same size, right? This is a pointer. Like that. selected entity dot, is that a target position to the entity? Dot target position equals entity dot position 0 entity dot position 1 plus 1 entity dot position 2. Selected entity, then we do that. If it's the ooh, no. We just want to draw a cube at the target position. Then we want to draw ctext selected entity dot target position, and this is supposed to be a maybe. I hope they have shorthand in this. I don't know though. And this is 140 to 140. Oh, I think we segfaulted. Yeah. Kestrel. Odinbuild.debug alldb Kestrel. Run. Can you not debug windowed applications in LLDB? Well, it's definitely something to do with this, so we can just no. There. Oh. Should have seen that one coming. Do that, then that. There we go. And now we can have a target position for your... Guess we have to check for that, but... Target position for the player. Let's actually also... move this over here. Does this is always entity caller. Then we do this if entity.type as player else. There we go. So now we should have some ground. Click there. And then we need to do some A star pathfinding to find out the route that the player will take. Hmm. I think that's a good enough end for today. Stream for 2 hours. I think I need to get ready.